Hey everybody, it's Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser, where I go on a weekend cruise just about every weekend. And this weekend, I am on, I'll say, a special ship to me. This is Jewel of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, and I'm excited to give you a full walking tour of everything this ship has to offer. Now look, she is a small girl. It is not going to offer a lot, but what it does offer has character, has charm, and it is a really good sized ship. So let's go over some of the information. So it is a 21-year-old ship. Its maiden voyage was in 2020 or 2004. She's coming in at 90,000 gross tons. So as you're going to see, the Utopia of the Seas coming in at, don't hold me to this, 250,000 gross tons. It's directly beside of us today. So I'll be able to highlight the difference in size between this ship and an Oasis class ship, one of the largest Oasis class ships. And you're going to have only about 2,500 passengers on board. So with that, I'm going to start, as I always do, at the lowest level in the common areas. We're going to work our way up, letting you know all the best practices, things that you need to do, and I'll probably do a little reminiscing on this cruise from years gone by. All right, everybody, a full walking tour of Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. So welcome to Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. Here is the full ship model. You're going to see these in all of the elevator banks, so you can easily figure out where it is that you're going. We're on this red dot here, so we're going to start in deck 4. You see that it's only this middle section here, and then we're going to need to go up. But I'm going to show you all these different things. So coming on in, you will see, first of all, that we are here, the elevators. This is a Radiance Class ship, so you're going to be able to see directly out your elevator bank to the outside, which I just think is a really neat feature. Coming back around, you're going to have your business center. So this is one that honestly a lot of people don't use anymore. So one of these days they're going to convert this into something revenue. But if you need to check into a flight, specifically like think Southwest or somebody where you want to be one of the first ones to do that, you're going to do that here on deck 4. Turning around, you've got the lobby bar. So this is also the heart of Jewel of the Seas. So this is your Centrum, and so we're going to see this from a few different angles, but it goes all the way up to the top, and my camera's not going to show it before it starts acting up because it is way on up there. But the lobby bar, also called the R bar or the champagne bar on other ships, is going to be the heart of the ship. So this is where your live entertainment is going to be happening. During the day, you're going to have games and activities. During the day, nightlife will be here with the live music, and you see the instruments over there as well. Coming around, if you want good photo opportunities on the ship, the staircases here certainly allow that, as well as the railings above looking into the Centrum. You're then going to have your guest services as well as shore excursions over here. So if you have questions on your room, something's not going well, something's going great, and you want to tell them, you can do that there. Or you can always book your shore excursion for where you're going or something that you want to do with the Royal Caribbean or have any questions. Coming all the way up. So, deck 4, midship. That's all you get. See how it's really small like that. But the good thing about it is all the other floors, 5 and 6, even higher, you're still going to be able to appreciate what the ship has to offer. So now I am outside of Rising Tides menu, but this is going to be the Taste of the Caribbean night. So we're going to head on into Tides. Then I'm going to walk back and show you the other direction. Bathrooms on this ship, make sure that you're paying attention. They're not hidden per se, but you've got men on one side, women on a very other side. So we're going to walk into Rising Tide and show you what you got here. Your wonderful maitre d', who's always willing to answer any questions for you, help you out when he can. But you'll see the dining room here again, small ship, 2,500 people. The dining room is going to reflect that. My personal preference is to sit up here on the top section because I feel like it's not quite as noisy. But I will come around here real quick. In addition to that big piece of artwork, show you the water feature they have built here, which is super cool. I imagine on newer ships, something like this would be just LED lights showing you what all's there. But your main dining room, this is going to be it, so you'll come here at your designated times. Coming back out, we are on deck 5, heading from the aft all the way to the forward section of the ship. I'm also going to peek outside here because this ship, unlike some of the newer ships that are out there, has some good seating areas outside. So if you want to step out of the ship, grab a coffee like I like to do, you can do that and come sit out here. They've got lounge chairs as well. Great reading spot, and you'll see we are in Coco Cay today. We'll get some better views of that later on. That also doubles as a walking track, which stays mainly shaded. So if that's something you're interested in, great spot. Next cruise. So if you want to take advantage of the next cruise on board offers, you can do that here, get some onboard credit. You're gonna have your Café, Latitudes Cafe. It's where you're gonna come, where I come for all of your coffee needs. So she's been taking great care of me so far. They are a good team back here. And they also gonna have some free food too. So if you wanna grab some of these, you can certainly do that. My favorite is gonna be the cheesecake they've got up there. Now here, this ship gets a little interesting. Old school ship, right? So the hallway is split on the left and the right side, port and starboard. Here, one of those sides is the shops on the Centrum. So when it is open, you can actually cut through the shop like it's normal to cut through the shop to get to the main hallway. So it's closed right now because we are in port. So I'm just gonna come over the other direction and we'll be in the proper hallway, which is the shops of the Centrum. You'll see a lot of items on display here. When the stores are open and you have Solarium for all your smell good kind of stuff, they're gonna have plenty of tables out here with those discount items, things that you've come to know and recognize on cruise ships. But they're gonna have Marco Polo store where they sell shirts, jewelry. You're gonna have your port merchant where you're gonna have your liquor and tobaccos. And you're gonna have the shop over there. And you see those ship models in the background that I love to collect when I go on a cruise, especially if I've not been on a ship. And I don't think I've been on this one since 2019 in the Persian Gulf, seeing the Middle East, which was a fantastic cruise, by the way. Coming down, you'll see they have the conference center here. You've got more access to get outside to the seats that are there, in addition to your photo gallery that we're gonna see. So if you want to use the conference center, you've got 2 rooms. I think there's probably more on the other side there. You've got the kiosk where you can order those pictures. And you can always talk to your photo gallery attendant and get those pictures. Also with Royal Caribbean these days, you can do that in the app. So go in the app, click on more, and you'll see your digital photos listed right there. So you don't have to come and wait until you get to the kiosk to check those out. All right, let's see if we can sneak in to the theater if nothing's going on. So I'm gonna go quiet for just 1 second as I open the door and see what's going on. Looks like they are practicing something, so I might come back. Let's check this out. Yep. They are practicing, so I will cut on top of another video I will take to show you what the theater looks like. Not a very big theater. I mean, every seat in the house in that theater is nice. That's what I'll say about that. They've even got some side ledges and then some, I'll call it box seats, where you can sit, that I just think are really neat. I try to sit in the box seats. They're definitely on the side. They're not the best view, but I really appreciate them. The front row where you have glass in front of you in the balcony may be a little bit difficult because you may be seeing through the glass or not through the glass, but you have different options there. Deck 6, we are making good progress. And for those of you that don't know, I went to Peru a couple weeks ago. And I came back with horrible altitude sickness, high altitude pulmonary edema, and I'm feeling it right now. I'm giving out of breath much easier than I used to. Okay, there's a movie going on in here, so we're gonna do this very quick. We have a cinema.
Newsflash. You did. Wait, you're right. I did. I'm jealous of myself. Thanks for the reminder.
You're welcome.
Who said that?
It's my new buddy, Pouchy. Hi, everybody.
So, there's only one person in there because we are in Coco, okay? Most people want to not be in the cinema right now. But there is a movie playing there if that's something you want to do. Coming out here, you've got the sports bar that's going to be here. And it is called Pit Stop. So if you want to watch a game, you're on for maybe Super Bowl, something like that, this is going to be your go-to. And you've got Casino Royale through here. I'm going to cut the camera. The casino is open in Coco Cay, so I don't want to film people playing or the machines running. So we're going to pop out on the other side of Deck 6 in 1 second. All right, so we are now walking back into the Centrum from Casino Royale. Just popped out on the other side, and you're going to have the Centrum here. So I'll give you the highest view that we're going to cover today, because after this it goes to staterooms, but you can see the full Centrum. So if they have an activity, a band, this is a place you can come hang out. They've got some chairs up here and seats as well. Not many, but you will be able to find somewhere you can hang out. You're also going to have vintages over here. So if you want higher end wines, you're looking for something special, they've got a nice selection. There's a wine cabinet over there, and you're going to have a nice bar, some communal tables as well. So if you are a larger group, this might be a good spot for you to come. Heading towards the back, this is where, on the right-hand side, you're not going to have anything. That's where the specialty restaurants are, but you enter them from the left. So the only hallway here is going to be on the left side of the ship, and so we're going to go into the Schooner Bar, Safari Club, Giovanni's, Chops, lots of stuff. And they've got this section in here, which you can almost smell the old wood walking through here as you look at it, but really cool photo opportunities. I know the ship over here is a fan favorite for people who want selfies. Let's see how many people you guys can get, or if you have pictures, list them in the comments down there. But coming out, you're going to have the Schooner Bar. This is one of the larger style Schooner Bars, I think, because of the design and setup. There will be a few TVs in here if there is a game going, something like that. They will put those on here, but this is not your primary sports bar. But there's a lot of neat little nooks and crannies, especially if you're in a group where you can get away. Chops Grille is over here on the right, so if you want a steak while you're on board, you can do that. You've got your Schooner Bar. That's actually going to be here, the bar in the Schooner Bar. And you're going to have all sorts of games, activities. This is the hub for trivia, if you will. So if you want to play, then we had Broadway trivia and some other things on here. You're also going to have a pianist, though I don't think this cruise has one, unfortunately. But normally you have somebody singing, taking requests, that kind of experience. And you can have Giovanni's over here on the right. So if you want Italian while you're on the ship, you can do that as well. One of the older areas for this type of cruise is the Safari Club. So you don't see a lot of activities happening in here like you used to. And you used to have more things going on, I feel like. But you've got a nice little sitting area where you can get away, you can play different games, you can read books. And the tables here are automatically leveled. So if you want to come and play billiards, even if the sea is rocky, these should be in good shape for you as they are leveled as the ship rocks. So the balls don't go all over the place. So you've got the Safari Lounge, and it's got two different bars in it. First one's going to be here on the left, and then coming further back, you'll see there's another one in the back corner there. There is a large stage here, and this room actually seats a lot of people. So I like this space. You just don't see much going on. I think the art show or art display was in here earlier, but for short cruises, you don't see much. Top tier events, current and anchor events, they will be in here though. And then coming back down, you're going to see beautiful views out to Coco Cay, but let me swing around and show you the ship with some better lighting. But again, if you want some good pictures, the lighting that comes in through these windows is amazing and really lights up the place. It has an old world charm to it, which I really appreciate. It just feels, I don't know, this ship just feels cozy and homey to me, which I really like. All right, so that is the interior spaces. So we are on deck 6 now, and so I'm going to head upstairs. We're going to jump up to deck 11 and show you what's all outside and the buffet. All right, so we are now all the way forward on deck 11. So this is where your spa is going to start. You're going to have your med services down here, your massages, your oils, and then directly above this, you're going to have your gym, which we will get to in a moment. Coming back out, you're going to have your Solarium bar. Now, this is a fan favorite of many people for this class of ship, and it definitely has that old world charm. I want to show you what it looks like in here. And so they do have a retractable roof that is up there. We should stay close this cruise. I wish there was a little bit more air movement here, but it is a good sized space, and it feels like an older ship. It doesn't feel new. Again, she's 21 years old, right? But the chairs out here have cushions. This is one reason why I love this space. You're going to find the hot tub over here, and you're going to find easy access to the pool on this side as well. The Solarium bar. This is a popular spot, so if you are looking for a place to hang out where you can be outside but be in the shade and just enjoy a bar, this is a spot where you can come and enjoy. The easiest access to get into the pool is going to be right here. You can do the ladders on the sides. I like to just slowly walk myself in, and the hot tub is always going to be a favorite option for folks. One of the other different touches for this Radiance Class ship is that you're going to have food that they actually do use over here on the right. So especially on boarding day, they are giving out food here left and right, very popular. It's going to be more like pizza, hamburgers, hot dog style, but you'll see that they've got some cafe tables on this side and the other side where it kind of turns into a mini restaurant or snack area at off hours. So if the buffet is open, this is going to be closed, and when the buffet is closed, this might be open. You've got your towel station here, so do make sure you check those out and then return them, because they will charge you $25 if you do not do that. This is your main pool deck. It is small. The pool here, this is it. You've got this one and the one that I just showed you, and the solar bar over here as well, that you can get drinks at. They've been taking very good care of everybody, and they actually move pretty quick. So I've been having a good time there. They will also, in addition to the cinema down on deck 5, excuse me, you're gonna have outdoor theater that they put on the big screen over there as well. Now this side here on the left is one way to get inside, but the real buffet starts over on the right-hand side. So we're gonna cut over. If you wanna do Zumba, you wanna do one of the activities, the sexiest man competition, maybe belly flop, those are gonna take place on this side. And you've got your sky bar up above and the beautiful Jewel of the Seas with 2 hot tubs here, which are, I'll say, the normal size for a hot tub, not some of the jumbo ones that you're gonna see overhanging on Utopia of the Seas beside of us. Continue to walk towards the aft section of the ship. You're gonna have some family-friendly games over here with the ping pong section. And then you're gonna have, what I really like about this class ship, is you've got a lot of outdoor seating for their buffet. So you're gonna be able to come here, sit, and get the outdoor air, because I don't personally come on cruise ships so that I can sit in air conditioning the entire time. That's just something that I don't appreciate. And you've got a thirst quencher section in the back, which is gonna have your, I think they've had tropical mango, strawberry kiwi, as well as lemonade and iced tea, in addition to coffees. But cutting inside, we will come into the Windjammer. Washy lady here, please make sure you're washing your hands. Norovirus, COVID, flu, all sorts of things, thousands of things that I didn't even mention are still out there. So just make sure you are keeping hygiene as best you can when you are on a cruise ship, more so than you do at home, because you are literally around 2,500 people on this ship. We all come with something that we might not know about. And so you just wanna make sure you're taking care there. They are currently set up for lunch. So the way this is set up is actually really nice. And the Oasis class ships have kind of returned to this setup where you have the different stations and items here in the middle. So this, to me, makes it much easier to navigate and move around because they've got smaller little sections that you can jump into. Whereas I feel like in some of the other ones you have to line up or queue. This makes it much easier. Try to avoid coming in here during rush hours or peak hours. Now, I'm not the only one photoing today. So you've got your dessert station there. But again, don't come during peak hours. If you're coming for breakfast, try to come before 8 o'clock and then after 9:30. Lunch, today it's not bad, but if you're on a sea day, I mean, noon to 2 o'clock is really gonna be that peak. But again, you've got this beautiful outdoor seating, which I really appreciate on the ship. And this is one of the best kept secrets out here. In the back, outside, you have another place where you can get ice and water. You don't have to wait in the lines inside because they've got it here. Coming back around, I'll show you quickly Coco K. So if you are eating out here, some tips you need to know. Number 1, it is not fully covered. So if it starts raining, you may get wet. So if you look like you're gonna go through a squall or go through some rain, you won't want to sit in the farther section inside there. You're also gonna wanna clear your table. So when you come on a cruise ship, you don't have to clear your table. They will do that. But if you sit out here, the seagulls will attack it in seconds if you leave food out here. So make sure that you're not doing that, or that you're placing your napkin fully over the food so the seagulls cannot see it. The other side here is going to simply replicate what we're just looking at. Some comfortable chairs. I know those are popular for people to sit in. Maybe play games or cards during the day, and another thirst quencher section. So we're gonna use the back staircase here, going from deck 11 up to deck 12. And when you get up here, you're gonna see there is a lot of different seating sections where you can sit. So this is the very aft of the ship. So if you wanna get in a lounge chair and this is gonna give you good sun, maybe you just wanna look at Perfect Day Coco K, you don't wanna actually get off the ship and mess with it, you can still come and look at it. You're also gonna have Izumi here. So one thing that is very different about this ship, and I don't know, keep me honest in the comments, I don't know of another Izumi that's located in the aft like this. Enchantment of the Seas might be the other one. But if you're looking for specialty restaurants for a small ship, she's got 3 of them. Izumi, Giovanni's, and Chops that we've already seen. But this is where you're gonna go for that. They will serve you outside, which I think is really neat. But right now, there's no breeze, and it's probably 86, 87 degrees in, what are we in? The end of April. So I don't know, actually we're in May. I would not recommend that. You've got your third section here for the kiddos. So I will show you some of that, but we're gonna keep walking. I'm gonna come back and show you deck 13 in a second. Super small, so it won't take long, but it does have the Crown Lounge, the old Diamond Lounge. In addition to, it's going to have your Concierge Club, now the Suite Lounge. Though the door still says Concierge Club, which I find interesting. You've got a bathroom here. Again, just great to know where those are at. I personally on ships, I try to memorize where the restrooms are. You just never know when you might have to take off running one of these days. And you've got even more chairs where you can sit. So if you have a sea day like we did yesterday, even on a weekend, you can get a sea day every now and again. Check out the chairs up here. The pool area is going to be full. It will fill up first. But come up here, you can find places in the shade. You'll be able to find places in the sun. Whatever it is you want, you can do that. And you've got NCL's Island on the other side. They're doing some construction over there. So they are turning that probably into an amusement park like everybody else's. But right now it is a tender port. So if you're going to NCL, it's just tough to get in and out of. So here is the pool once again. And I'm going to swing back inside, give you a quick view of what that looks like. But we're going to turn back and come this way on deck 11. Or excuse me, deck 12 is where we're at. Because there's a really cool view that I want to show you. So I just stepped in from the pool, and you're going to see the Centrum. You are going to be able to walk on top of the Centrum, which is just crazy to me. So if I come over here, I don't even know if the camera is going to be able to go that far down, but you can see all the way down to the bottom to deck 4, where we were just at earlier. Today, it operates as the loyalty desk. So you do have some windows here, and they used to not have this roped off, so I'm sure I've got some pictures with me laying on top of this glass, looking all the way down into the Centrum. I'm kind of scared looking down there, so I'm gonna let the camera do the work for me. But you got your loyalty desk here, should you have any questions on your crown and anchor points, anything like that. Or maybe it's the amenities or gifts that you should have received. On this side, you're gonna have Challenges Arcade and Fuel for the teenagers, and Adventure Ocean is also on deck 12. I'll just quickly peek in here because I don't think anybody is in the arcade at the moment. It is a good size for this size ship. The arcade is actually really, really good. Parents, do make sure that you are putting some controls in place with guest services on how much your kids can spend there. If you're letting them go crazy, just rack up whatever they want to, make sure you have some controls in place. Coming back outside, we're going to continue on deck 12, heading to the forward section of the ship. One way you can keep forward and aft, in your head at least, memorized, is aft is where all the food is. And so as somebody told me one time, and this came from Virgin Voyages, so take it with a grain of salt, if you think of where's the food at, as soon as you eat, it's going to go to your aft, is where it's going to go. So that's how I keep up with that. Your theater shows are always going to be in the forward section of the ship. But that's an easy way to remember it. So remember I was saying we're going to get to see the full breadth of how small this ship is. You've got Utopia of the Seas coming out of Port Canaveral directly beside of us, and she is a behemoth compared to this ship. You can't even see the beginning and ends, which the ship is actually much longer, but you see that it is actually several floors higher. We are on deck 12 now, and it's going to go all the way up to, I think, deck 18, where those Crown Loft Suites are up there. Coming all the way around, so we're going to continue to the back of the ship. This is the upstairs of the Solarium. So remember when I said that it had the retractable roof? You can see how it can slide there and come back when they choose to open that up. I really like when they do that because it gives you some air movement, especially when there may be a sea day going on. Coming all the way back, I'm going to jump back inside real quick because you're going to have the gym here that I want to show you. You know, I am a huge fan of trying to stay healthy so that I can continue going on cruises all the time. There is an entrance here, but it is not the main entrance. So I'm going to jump over to the other side and show you the main entrance. And hopefully not many people are in there at this point. But this is the Vitality Spa. And I'm going to do a quick walkthrough. I've been in here a few times, and it has done a really good job so far. You're going to have your free weights over here, and you're going to have plenty of benches. It is on the crowded side, so you may have to just scoot these to the left, to the right, depending on where you're going. And then you're going to have cable machines over here to the right. So something that I like to have on here. You're also going to have a Smith machine. The resistance on here is already pretty decent, just the bar itself, so you may have to modify it based on where you are used to. Looking back over, you actually have, for this class of gym, or class of ship I should say, you're going to have decent equipment. The only thing that I missed yesterday was lateral pull down, but it's got arms. You've got smaller weights over here. You're gonna have cardio. What would you do without cardio? And then you've got some TVs up here that you can watch as well while you look to the forward section of the ship. So again, take a look around. You can find seating in different places if you just look for it on the ship. Coming back to the cardio, you will have some recumbent bikes. You're gonna have some bicycles. You're gonna have 2 row machines, plenty to go around. And you've got a space here. This is where they're gonna do their classes. So if you're coming for yoga, you're coming for a spin class, that's where you're gonna come from. You can also pop outside right here if you are looking to get back outside. More equipment over here on the right. You've got more ellipticals over here on the left. You can tell it's an older ship because it does have more ellipticals, about the same number of ellipticals as it does treadmills. And then you're gonna have your leg section and back section over here. So that is the fitness center here at Vitality Spa and Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. Now we're gonna bounce up to deck 12, but that is only in the aft section of the ship. So I'm gonna turn the camera off. We're gonna go to the aft section and we will be right back. All right, so we're now on deck 12 in the aft section of the ship, and this is a small section, so we're gonna start here at the aft. One of the things I'll say, this is the sports complex kids kind of area that you can really see, but if you come on this cruise, you can go to Coco Cay, try not to let them see Utopia of the Seas. That is where it is kid stuff galore over there, and looks like a really, really good time. But this ship still has a lot to offer given the size that she is and being a fraction of what Utopia is. But coming around, we're gonna see that you've got the dunes here. So I think it's called Jewel Dunes, which I could be wrong with that. I feel like I read it was something different, but that's the normal naming nomenclature they use on Royal Caribbean for their putt-putt courses. They are complimentary, so you don't have to pay anything. I think that it's really cool to come up here and play it at night. So the balls, they keep them in this little box. You can just grab one, and you've got different size putters based on your height. It does go all the way around, starting on this left side here, par 1, and then you're gonna come all the way over to the other side. Looking down, this is one thing we didn't see earlier, is you're gonna have a multi-purpose court. They're doing pickleball right now. You can do basketball, they'll do soccer in there, and you can see more of the kids section and slide here. You do need to get a waiver to go on these. I believe at least. They might not do that for this ship because this isn't too bad of a slide. I mean, it's actually longer than one would think, but it's not high velocity, let's say. You're then gonna have your rock climbing wall. So even a ship like this has a rock climbing wall on it now. You're also gonna have some seats. Oftentimes, I'll come up here on a sea day because these seats are normally always guaranteed. If I want some music, which you can probably hear in the background, you're also gonna have plenty of places to sit. Coming over to the right-hand side, if you go to the left there, you're gonna run into the Concierge or the Suite Lounge. And so I wanna avoid that and just stay over here. And we're gonna walk over there and go in the correct way. So this is one of my favorite parts of this ship, and it is the Vortex Lounge. It is the nightclub on board the ship. You do have to press the button to get these doors to open, but the Radiance Class ships that have these features to it, I am a huge fan of, because the colors in here, old world charm. The red chairs could use a little bit of modernization, if you will. But the reason that this is called the Vortex is you see that bar in the middle, it will spin. So it doesn't spin quickly, and you kind of got to ask for it to spin because they don't proactively turn it on. But it does go around. It's one reason they've got the rail there so that people don't hurt themselves, but it goes super slow. But the thing is, it's kind of like the McDonald's ice cream machine. It is often broken like it is on this sailing. So it is not going to be working for this sailing, but it is fun just to sit on one of the bar stools and spin around and have a good time. You also have great views here. I'll show you the views of the pool. This is one reason a lot of people like to come up here, is the people watching from the Vortex. If you're not a sun person, but maybe you're more of a people watching person, this is a really good spot for you to be able to come and sit. Let the lighting catch up with me a little bit. There's those red chairs I was talking about. But this is also going to turn into your nightclub, and it can be packed, especially on weekends. Not many people here, but when this is a weekend ship, you know what we like to do. We are a party crowd. So we are going to come up here to, again, the Circle, Vortex again. You've got your DJ that's going to be over there. But they don't play music videos that coordinate with the TV, unfortunately. That's not something that they do. Coming back around, we're going to go into the Crown Lounge first, and then I'm going to show you the Concierge Lounge here on the left, just to kind of keep them in order of operation, I'll say. So the Crown Lounge is open to Diamond and Diamond Plus members with Royal Caribbean. So if you meet those criteria, you'll just swipe your card in, and it should unlock it. All right, coming in, you'll see that you're gonna have your concierge that sits there. That can help you out. You're gonna have some food options over here. But what most people really love about this place is gonna be the coffee machine. You get to come and get your cappuccino. You're gonna have some decent seating in here, in addition to those views of the pool. So I came over here the other day and sat in the corner over there, simply because it had a power outlet and I was able to work on some YouTube videos for you all. No, I haven't made one in a while, so I'm trying to get back into it. So when you do come into these spaces, to get out of them, you gotta remember to press the button to unlock the door. Otherwise, you're just gonna break the door because it's not going to unlock without you doing that. So one thing to point out, there's 4 elevators here. There are none on the other side. So when you are looking at the elevator buttons on the lower levels, one of them, you'll have 2 buttons on the bottom, and you're gonna have one above, and one of them will say 12 to 13. And so it's only this side that operates 12 to 13. The other 2 do not. So you wanna make sure that you're getting in the right elevator. Insert my card. These doors are automatically gonna open for us. Coming into the Concierge Lounge, this is where your concierge or suite lounge attendant is gonna sit. So you can get support or help in both of these places. It's got a little computer over there if you want to sign in. I feel like this, I was talking with friends last night in here. This is a place where I don't think I've ever seen entertainment on the stage over there. It's always been the Concierge Lounge since I've been coming on these ships for years. But I think that it'd be really cool to have some live entertainment there. And there's not been that terribly many people here. Back in the day when Diamond Plus and Pinnacle members as well as Suite Lounge guests could come in here, this place was hopping. It was free drinks from 5 to 8 o'clock before we had the vouchers. And this bar here, let me get on the other side so you can see it a little bit better, had so many people. I met so many wonderful people around this bar just having a good time. Just drinking from 5 to 8. Sometimes people come from 5 to 5:30, then they go to dinner. They'll come back. But it was a really social place to meet other people who enjoyed going on cruises. And these days it stays pretty empty because everybody has their vouchers. It's a weekend. This isn't necessarily where you may want to come and spend your time. But I really enjoyed it. These days, if you come up here, drinks are not complimentary unless you are in a suite room, and then they are. But if you are a Pinnacle member allowed to come in here, Diamond Plus no longer allowed to come in here. You do have to use one of your vouchers from the loyalty program to get one of the drinks. They're also going to have some outdoor seating here that you can kind of see, and then that's going to connect back outside to the sports complex where we just were. And just like over in the Crown Lounge, you're going to have some food and your coffee machine here, which everybody loves. And I may grab me a coffee before I start the outro to this video. All right, everybody, so that is a very quick walking tour of Royal Caribbean's Jewel of the Seas. She is a beautiful ship. Again, I hope you saw the charm that she has, the character that she has. She is older. She is 21 years, but she has kept up really, really well. I personally love coming on this. I was just on the brand new MSC World America last week, and I must say I came on here and I was like, oh, this feels like home to me. It's super cozy, super comfortable, and I really like this class of ship, and I think you will as well. All right, everybody, this is Brandon, the Weekend Cruiser. Hoping to see you on a weekend cruise soon.